Nigeria is ranked 161st on the 2020 Global Youth Development Index, which measures the status of young people in 181 countries around the world. Singapore ranked top for the first time, followed by Slovenia, Norway, Malta, Denmark. Chad, the Central African Republic, South Sudan, Afghanistan, and Niger Republic came last, respectively. The index further reveals that the conditions of young people have improved around the world by 3.1% between 2010 and 2018. But progress remains slow. The Commonwealth Secretariat also released its, triennial rankings of youth development in the 181 countries, with 156 of them recording at least slight improvements in their scores.
Bismillah wa salatu wa salam Rasulullah wa ba'd. In the name of Allah, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon his last and final messenger. As to what follows, family. Taqabbalallahu minna wa minkum kullan wa antum bikhair. Eid Mubarak. I hope you guys had a good Ramadan, a good Eid. Hayakum Allah. Welcome back to the Feachaz, our first live since Ramadan ended. And before we begin, please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit me up on Patreon. As you know, we got a lot of haters up in here. And this topic today, inshallah, again, another very important topic, the issue of power. So I want y'all to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. And I need y'all to share this particular video. We are the Muslim wing of the Black Grassroots, and we welcome you all. We have already started loading the archives for the Patreons, and we invite you to support the channel on Patreon. As you know, we have some issues, okay, particularly with YouTube. YouTube is, low key, doing certain things with the channel. Some of you already know my day ones. They know already that they tried to even shut down my channel, YouTube. They know that the channel itself was aggressively attacked by other Muslims. And now there's some other funny things are happening with the channel again. But we don't want to talk about that too much. We just need the people to keep sharing, keep commenting, keep spreading the word about the Feachaz channel. We grew this channel strictly being the voice of Black Muslims. That's how we did it. We grew the channel being the voice of Black Muslims, unapologetic, unfiltered, uncompromising. We were always speaking up for Black Muslims, Black converts, without any type of backing down. And of course, when you speak like this, you're going to get pushback. It's just natural. It's just a natural thing. And we've received a hell of a lot of pushback, right? And as the channel grows, of course, you're going to see even more, right? It's just natural. So you guys are the marketing team. You guys are the ones that essentially get the word out about the content that we put out here. So it is important for you guys, to share, like, subscribe, leave comments, things of this nature. Because at the end of the day, we are all that we got. We are all that we got. We have no what you call it, friends outside of Allah Himself. So, without further ado, hayakumullah to it, family. When it comes to power and the nature of power and achieving it, other people groups, they understand that there is a type of hierarchy when it comes to power. And because the Black experience has been so thoroughly interrupted, we haven't actually developed in a mature way when it comes to power. Every aspect of our lives has been affected. And so what we have here is we have a situation where the Black populace, or you can say like the diaspora, the Black diaspora, they prefer charisma over actual power moves, and they are enamored, and they are also essentially impressed by rhetoric. And the enemy doesn't fear rhetoric. Let's be very clear. The enemy does not fear rhetoric. And we mentioned this before. Why would the enemy be afraid of words? As a matter of fact, since Adam and Eve, the enemy has used words in order to have some sort of power over human beings. The enemy himself, or Iblis himself rather, swore by Allah that he was a sincere advisor to Adam. And because he said that, Adam believed him, because Adam couldn't imagine somebody swearing by Allah and lying. Y'all get me? And because he believed what Iblis had actually told him, he fell into the traps of Iblis. So now we have this situation where we, as a group in the diaspora, we haven't had any solid leaders in the West since Malcolm and Martin. And the closest thing that we had to a solid leader is arguably Louis Farrakhan. That's the closest. Furthermore, the Black duat, or the Black scholarship that we have here in the West, has always been attacked either by government or by suppression, all kinds of dirty tactics. And we mentioned before, for example, what's happened with Dr. Bilal Phillips, how he can't even travel anymore. People putting him out, calling him all kind of extremists and terrorists and stuff. We put out the article that went out against Dr. Abdul Hakim Quick when the mainstream media went after Dr. Abdul Hakim Quick for what? Homophobia. We also put out, how within the Salafi community itself, how it was infiltrated. And it was caused to burn up and to crash and burn from the inside because of infiltration. Now, how is it that this was able to happen? It is because when Black folk hear articulates, they give that precedence over actual movement. And every other people group, they prefer skills over articulates. You understand? Yes, there should be some semblance of articulate speech in order to mobilize the masses. No doubt, this should actually be a thing. Okay, let's make no qualms about that. You know, however, what ends up happening is because of trauma and you're dealing with slavery and Jim Crow, and and if you're in the West Indies and South America, dealing with the Black church and the government interfering with your affairs and whatnot, we have been relegated to a type of pie in the sky style worship, and also a type of pie in the sky type of attitude with regards to power moves. So what I want to do is I want to read from this book here, if y'all can see, right? This is the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Okay, and I'm going to read something to you so that you guys can see where I'm going with this. Okay, so the author, he has a chapter: never put too much trust in friends and learn how to use enemies. Never put too much trust in friends and learn how to use enemies. Okay, the author writes, be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. Is this not the case with Black folk? If you think of every single Black organization, they were brought down not because of an outside force, but because people who look like us, speak like us, dress like us, destroyed it from the inside. Y'all hearing me? That's how we lose our organizations. It was the same thing in the 60s in the civil rights movement. It was the same thing with the Salafi Dawah in the West in the 2000s and whatnot. And it's the same thing now, up until this very day. We are continuously and habitually destroying ourselves from the inside. Now you look on YouTube, and anybody with a computer can go on YouTube and make a refutation and build their channel up based upon train wreck dawah. Because they are enamored by articulates. Y'all hearing me? So anyways, they become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy and he will be more loyal than a friend because he has more to prove. Hire a former enemy and he will be more loyal than a friend because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. Well, we have a hell of a lot of enemies. A lot. And what we are missing is a method in order to deal with our enemies. So I can continue this on a different page here, right? Let me over here. Where is it? The author writes, friends often agree on things in order to avoid an argument. I always tell my inner circle, right? I tell them all the time. And my friends, they always they know, right? I say, I want to hear the criticisms that you have against me. I don't want you to rinse my ears. I want to know the things that I'm doing wrong so I can shore them up and improve on them. You get me? I'm not looking for people just to say yes. And I always say, even on this channel, you have to pay attention to what your enemies are telling you, because your enemies have no reason or no motivation to rinse your ears. They are going to tell you about your faults. They're not going to tell you about your good points. You get me? If they're embellishing and lying, you'll be able to pick it out very easily. Very easily. And there's no need to combat that anyways. But your friends are motivated by keeping your friendship. So they will not tell you the things that you're doing incorrect in order to avoid an argument. You get me? Furthermore, the type of people that you seek advice from and criticism from makes a difference as well. Because there are, particularly in the Black community, there are people in which it's very easy for them to criticize. So easy, so simple. But they themselves, it's impossible for them to take criticism. They can't do it. It's impossible. When you tell them something that they're doing wrong, you're telling them in order so that they can, essentially not stop making those mistakes. They will find a way to make excuses for that mistake. For example, today, I went on Facebook, right? And Muslim sister, okay? Muslima, okay? Woman. She posted a picture of her son watching, what's that singer's name, man? The WAP singer. What's her name? I can't remember. I don't even know these women, their name. The one with the WAP. What's her name again, man? You know what I'm talking about? The one that looked like she got fetal alcohol syndrome or something. Right? Anyway, she's posting this picture. And Cardi B, not the Cardi B one, the other one. Who's the other one? Is it Nicki Minaj? I can't remember her name. The one that was singing with her, with Cardi B. The other one. What's her name? Megan Thee Stallion, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Right? So she's posting on her Facebook, Muslim woman. Now, if I say a Muslim woman is posting on her Facebook her children watching Megan Thee Stallion perform on some award show, what's the first thing that comes in your mind? Just put it in the chat. I'm not even going to say anything. What's the first thing that comes in your mind? You're watching, you are posting this, and you think it's funny. Ha ha ha. My son, look at my son's reaction to Megan Thee Stallion. Ha ha. It's a joke. Full on Muslim now. You get me? So I want you to put in the chat, what's the first thing you think? Muslim woman puts a picture, I'm posting it proudly on Facebook. Look at my son. Right? So I didn't say anything about the sister or anything like that. Right? But I left a comment, and you all know I rarely leave comments. So if I leave a comment on your Facebook, you should be, honored because Brother Bilal don't do that. And all I said was, I said something around the nature. This is sad, so sad in so many ways. Na'udhu billah. That's all I said. I said, this is so sad in so many ways. Why? Because I didn't want to directly insult the sister, right? But I want her to realize something. You get me? So just imagine now, okay? This Muslim woman, right, puts a picture of her young son watching Megan Thee Stallion, is laughing, and her other women are joining, laughing, ha ha ha. Like it's a joking matter. Is Megan Thee Stallion something that children should be watching or listening to? Number one, would you allow your own children to listen to? I'm asking you now. Would you allow your own children to listen to Megan Thee Stallion? I'm asking you. Would you allow it? And even if you did, would you post it publicly? I'm asking you. This happened today. Would you post something like that in public? Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. So that's all I've said. Do you think that she took the post down? You know, that she felt embarrassed or she felt shy or no, she left me a long life story. And then at the end of it, she was like, but you're welcome to unfriend me if you want. Like, I don't even know how we became friends to begin with. You know what I'm saying? You know what the friend requests I get on yeah, exactly. That's exactly what she did. She doubled down, triple down, quadruple down, and she left me a long post too. The only thing I replied to her was because she said something like you don't, why are you judging me? Like I said, did I judge you? With that one sentence that I said, this is so sad in so many ways. Was that judging you? Was that judging you? Number one, you're allowing your child. If I was judging you, this is what I would have said. You are allowing your child to watch Megan Thee Stallion. That's bad enough. But then you post your masia, your sin in public on Facebook for the whole world to see. That's incredibly bad. And then you're laughing it. And then these other women are joining, Muslim women joining. The point is, why are they doing that? It's because they're friends. It's because they're friends. You get me? And your friends are not going to tell you about your faults, even when you're doing something wrong. That's why they're doing that. I don't know this sister at all. I don't even know how we, like, I get so many friend requests. I stopped accepting friend requests. I just stopped because there's too many, and all these people I don't know, and I'm seeing madness on my Facebook feed all the time. I just outright stop. I say I can't do this anymore. You know, I might accept a friend request here and there, but in general, no, no, I don't do that anymore. But that's what the author is talking about. That your friends are now betraying you because they want to rinse your ears and keep your friendship. And you can't even see it. And the one who's actually giving you low-key good advice, that's the one who you're fighting. You get me? I made sure not to insult the sister. I made sure not to do that. But what I'm seeing is no man in the house, obviously. I don't think a man would ever allow that. Ever. I've never seen in my life, you know, a man post particularly Muslim man post pictures of his kids watching, for example, I don't know, what are these, Lil Wayne, I guess, these rappers, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like these degenerates, these Pookie and Ray Rays. That doesn't happen. But I've seen Muslim women do stuff like this. Muslim women, you know, whatchamacallit, have their kids singing the most raunchiest songs on social media. Incredibly raunchy. And they're children. Children singing these songs about private parts and everything. Black children. You understand? Anyways, continuing. When you are working for a goal or working to achieve something, you have to consider competence over friendship. You get it? You must consider competence over friendship. In the Black community, it's the opposite. We have a type of, these rappers, when they get on and they start bringing their entire entourage with them, all their friends or whatever, and they put all their friends in positions of power or whatnot. That's the type of attitude that we have. You understand? We put our friends in positions of power, and then when it all blows up, we start blaming the white man. You know what I mean? But anyways, he writes in his book, skill and competence are far more important than friendly feelings. And he also says, all working situations require a kind of distance between people. You're trying to work and not make friends. You're trying to work and not make friends. Friendliness, real or false, only obscures that fact. The key to power, then, is the ability to judge who is best able to further your interest in all situations. Y'all hear me? Keep friends for friendship, but work with the skilled and competent. Your enemies, on the other hand, are an untapped gold mine that you must learn to exploit. Right now, we're in a situation where Black people are about to get permanently locked out of capitalism, and we need to learn to exploit the resources of our enemies in order to build ourselves up, particularly education. Particularly education. So, how can you tell the level of seriousness of a Negro? Okay, especially the Negroes that you want to work with. It's so simple. Okay, it's very, very simple. It basically comes down to very small, simple questions. Because we all know that Black folk like to talk. Okay? We all know that. Okay, you ask them, what books are you reading? And when was the last book you finished? And when did you finish it? If they give you a coherent answer, you know that Negro is serious. If they start telling you, oh, I don't got no time, I'm working and all this kind of stuff, then this person is a part of the problem and they should be abandoned until they fix that. The people who are making excuses, this type of making excuses, because black people, particularly Black men, we are so we're at a loss of confidence, being beat down, locked out of capitalism, locked out of education, all kind of stuff, right? So we have to work especially hard to get ahead. But to say that you don't have time with all this work available in the Black community, like so much, you know what I mean? No shortage of work to do in the Black community, and you are telling me that you don't have time? You are telling me that you do not have time for, and there's all this work?
Stop the cap.
Impossible. Impossible. That's impossible. No way. Furthermore, let's say that you are working. Okay? The Prophet ﷺ, he said, take care of two things before you run out of it. Take care of your time before you don't have it, and take care of your good health before it leaves you, it abandons you. Okay? We know our people very well. We know that the real reason that you are really not doing anything and you have all this talk, right, is because you don't have confidence. Your confidence is beaten out of you. Your confidence has left you because you yourself have been bombarded with images of basketball players and rappers and all kinds of, backward images. So you think that this is the standard for Black folk. But after you become Muslim, and after you start reading the Quran a little bit and start learning about the Sunnah, this right here should actually be the instiller of confidence in you. And you should know much better. And what we do is that we try to, for example, memorize the Quran in a night. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going through the process, doing a little bit at a time, every day, every day, every day. Don't tell me that you don't got time. That is a lie. A lie. There is way too much work in the Black community to be saying that you don't have time. And here's the other thing. Black people are used to trying to get financial compensation for the work that they do. But really the wealth is actually doing the work. That's where the wealth is. Remember when I started the channel, I wasn't looking to take money for this channel. Why did I start taking money? Because people came after me and started shutting down my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to get compensated now. You see what I'm saying? But that wasn't my intention at all. At all. I'm bringing, the work that I put into this channel, just trust me on this one, right? Believe me, right? Right? It is a lot of work, okay? When I bring you stuff, I'm bringing you all kinds of info. And so many times, people always say, whoa, I didn't know that. Whoa, I didn't know. Yeah, I know you didn't know. I know you didn't know. But here's the receipts, okay? So we as Black folk, we need to put more effort into the actual work and less effort into the actual mouth. You understand? We have the time, we have our help. And working on yourself is the most valuable thing that you can do for the entire community. Working on yourself, building your skills, building your skill sets. If you have enough time to keep posting on your social media, believe me, you have enough time to spend 20 minutes a day reading something. Okay? But Jazakumullah khair, hayakumullah. We'll call it there, inshallah. Like, subscribe, share. Hit me up on Patreon. And inshallah, I will see you guys again. And we are posting again on the Feachaz Patreon. We're putting the archives. We already put one out. I'm going to put one out again tonight. Once or twice or 3 times in a week. Subhanakallah wa hamdik wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. We are the Muslim wing of the black grassroots. Unapologetic, strong, uncompromising voices that have been in the faces of the enemy and those who tap dance for them. The Feachaz is proud to present the archives exclusively on Patreon.